Did you know in the year 2012 there were 13 mass shootings, and that also the two deadliest shootings in U.S. history were in 2012, the Aurora movie theater and the shooting at the elementary school in Connecticut? First, I'd like to start off by saying that hearts and prayers go out to those family members of the ones that were killed, the ones that were injured, and the ones that had to respond and see everything. So after I sat back and talked to a couple friends, the first phrase out of everybody's mouth is gun control. Get guns off the streets. Stop the guns, and you'll stop the violence. As if guns are the only things that kill people. Now, I do think that there needs to be reform in gun control. I do think that we need to consider how easy and accessible it is to buy guns. So I'll tell you a story about getting my pistol permit in Alabama. After getting to the courthouse, when I started my clock, I got upstairs, got to the cashier's desk, handed him my driver's license, handed him $20, and 15 minutes later I had a pistol permit. That I was legally able to have a concealed pistol. And after I got my pistol permit, I drove to Bass Pro Shop, where 15 minutes after that, I had a pistol. So, from start to finish of 30 minutes, in the state of Alabama, they deemed that I was mentally stable enough, and my criminal background had nothing on it that I was able to walk around with a concealed pistol at pretty much any time besides in like airports and hotel malls and stuff like that. Courthouses. Is that enough? You know, another thing I think about is we're so quick to say guns, guns, guns as if guns have feet and hands and they kill people. Guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people. You can set a gun on the table. You can set any amount of guns you want on the table. It's not going to shoot anybody. The minute somebody picks it up and does something to it, will it then fire? Guns don't even load themselves. Did you know that? Guns don't load themselves. Bullets don't just jump into guns. People put them in there. So how do you start these big reforms without violating the Constitution that, depending on the day, time, weather, the moon, and the stars, that our leaders in Congress, House of Representatives, Senate, whatever, mayors, governors, Bojo off the street that just got his degree, without violating the Constitution? So some people say, well, let's put guards, armed guards, at the doors of a school. Other people say metal detectors. And I said, well, our school systems complain so much now about not having money, so how do you even do that? Is one guard enough? You put one guard at the door, then you still have the other 20,000 doors that goes into schools? A metal detector without somebody armed, is that worth it? So now you walk in with a gun on, and all you just did was allow people to know you have a gun with no means of stopping you? You have to change the mindset. I think you really have to consider taking either guns off the street completely, or you have to make it harder. Treat guns like a process. Yeah, you can right to bear arms, that's fine. But you need to do things. I mean, in the military, regardless of what you think, you don't just get handed a gun and told go to war. We had to have classes on how to clean them, put them together, safety classes. Then you had to go to ranges. You had to shoot so much at the range. How to handle it, how to walk with it. They gave us all these classes. Now, they may not have been the longest, most distinct classes, but we had classes. People could walk out there with a warm and fuzzy on how to operate a weapon. So why not for the civilian world? Somebody that doesn't deal with a weapon every day. I say put serial numbers on bullets. Why we don't have serial numbers on bullets? And then make those penalties stricter. You need to report it. If your gun's missing or you're missing bullets, you need to report it. They're out there. Because if the police find it, I think you should be held responsible. especially if you haven't reported it. And then you got to go to the mental aspect. What can you do with somebody that's mentally unstable? You know, from kids, you pretty much can tell who has different mental problems. But somebody that's mentally unstable, what do you do with them? I go to school for psychology now, and that they're talking about the biggest thing that they're doing is trying to double the number of people that get psychology majors and psychiatrists and therapists. Because they're starting to see all these issues. But one group of people I really have a hard time with in situations like that is the family, friends, loved ones of the shooter. Because it always seems to come up later that at least one person knew enough about what was going on to been able to report it to authorities, and it could have been prevented. If we continue to sit around with the attitude of, oh, it's somebody else's problem because it doesn't affect me, we will continue and start having more and more issues. Thank you.